In a world filled with endless distractions, willpower is our first line of defense against procrastination and one of the greatest tools we have to accomplish our goals. But is willpower a finite source, or one that we can learn to manage, grow, and expand? In this snippet, Pam shares how she uses willpower to manage distraction and offers an approach to discipline that you can use to stay focused and achieve your goals. To hear the full episode, scroll back to episode 78, Stress or Freedom, the many perspectives of discipline.
Willpower, they say, is the only thing that separates us from animals. And it's the ability to resist temptation, and it's the ability to retain impulses. And for me, I want to try to figure out why some people excel at willpower and others of us, like me, in order to be more disciplined, really have to practice that willpower. But I think a lot of it comes down to that willpower. For me, procrastination exists because when I've put that time aside, for me, it's more, you know what, I just don't feel like doing this right now. And I don't know why. It's so silly, but I do. That's the story I say to myself. I don't feel like it. I know I said I was supposed to be doing my stewardship reports right now, and I put time aside to do those things right now. I don't feel like it. And so for me, it's more I don't care that you don't feel like it. This is the time that you set aside for it, and buck up. It's time to get the reports done. So I I have these little arguments in my head with myself, which is why it really comes back to that discipline. And the better I became at, quote, forcing myself, 4 to 5 o'clock, this is what you're doing, no questions asked, the better and the easier it was when, the next week, 4 to 5 o'clock comes around, it wasn't as difficult to engage. So I will tell you, it does get easier, but you've got to stay the course when it comes to discipline. And I find that too, that if I commit to a certain task over a certain amount of time, the minute I stop doing that task, here comes the discipline moving outside again. So I think it's important that the discipline piece is there in all kinds of aspects at least when it comes to my time management. It's really important. We'll talk about, from time to time, the Dwight Eisenhower matrix. And Dwight Eisenhower is famous for a quote where he says, "Important tasks are seldom urgent, and the urgent tasks are seldom important." And it's funny because, again, that's back to procrastination. All of a sudden, everything is urgent and everything is important because of my lack of discipline. And the importance in understanding which is truly urgent and which is truly important. So I love that quote. And for any of you that don't have a time management system, a great way to start enhancing that discipline to avoid procrastination is the Eisenhower matrix. It's very easy to follow. It's easy to utilize. You'll see the clear distinction when you start utilizing that matrix. And it's a great kind of beginners in the baby pool to discipline.
Thanks for listening to Breaking Sales. If you want to get engaged with us outside of the podcast, be sure to go to our website, lappin180.com, go to Contact Us. You can also engage with us on LinkedIn at Dan Lappin or Lappin180.